tap that to my heart. Won't you tap that so I can start? Yeah, tap that.
Greetings, Love Posse. Welcome to our channel. Thank you, returning subscribers. Thank you to our new subscribers. Our channel is growing. For those of you who are new, my name is Tyffany Howard, and I'm a personal and spiritual growth teacher. I create content to help us to change, transform, expand, and grow personally and spiritually. I am also a tapping practitioner, and I have authored a number of tapping books. Tap That, my first book. Tap That to Healing the Death Trauma, my spiritual grief tapping book. And my children's book, Tap Tap Tracy's Hair, God Made It Special. Tracy is actually my niece, and her brother in the book, Jordan, is my nephew. And it helps children who are experiencing bullying. So if you are interested in one of my books, interested in learning about tapping, you can purchase my books on my website, which you will see throughout the video, tiffanyhowardfilms.weebly.com. Why films? I'm also an award-winning documentary filmmaker. I make films about the spiritual, the metaphysical, the transpersonal, alternative healing modalities, creativity, nature, all those wonderful things, topics that I talk about on our channel. If you go to my website, you can go to shop, purchase my books. You can also rent a video. I have a video, Tapping with Autism. There you will also find information about tapping and my books. Okay, for today's message. This is for women and men, especially women. It's very important that women, you are open to this message, you listen to this message, you take this message to heart. It's about relationships. There is no out of the blue warning signs in relationships. So many people go out on these dates, they get with these people, and they don't pay attention to the early warning signs. That sign, no, run, run, run. This is not a partner for you. No, they're so, I don't know, delusional. They're so into, oh, I'm going to find my soulmate. Oh, this may be the one. Needy, insecure, just, yeah. Some people ignore the warning signs. Some people are not even aware to see the warning signs. Some people see the signs and just take note, right? Some people see the warning signs, and this is usually women, and they tell themselves, that little ego says, oh, I can change him. And this happens in both heterosexual and homosexual relationships. I've had both, okay? The warning signs are there, and they're there when you meet. They're there on those dates, the first date, the second date, the third date. And if you miss them on the dates and you end up getting in the relationship, The warning signs are there. If you get married, the warning signs are there. If you see the warning signs and they don't change, no, this relationship is likely not going to survive. This relationship is likely not healthy. I'm likely in danger. I probably need to get out of this relationship. I can't change this person, okay? I need to think about myself. Do I need to leave this relationship before it gets any worse? Pay attention to the warning signs. Warning signs could be someone who is behaving in a possessive manner, hanging all on you, just met you, and all up in your grill, all up in your face, wanting to touch your face. I learned a lesson. Do not let people get in your personal space. If you're just meeting them, get to know the person. Pay attention to what they're saying. Pay attention to their behavior. Pay attention to how they're treating other people. Pay attention to what they say about their parents. Pay attention to whether they compare you to one of their parents. Speaking of people who compare you to one of their parents. You know, I love personal examples because I teach what I know from what I have lived. On my first date with this guy, at the end of the date, not even at the end of the date, during the date, I told him, I don't want children. I laid it out on the line. I didn't care. By that time, I just told him, this is what I want. I don't want children. If we're going to date or whatever, I said, I don't want to get married. We ended up getting married, but that's another story, another video. I said, I don't want children. I don't like people who, I prefer people who don't smoke. I said, I see you like to drink. I just laid it out on the line. So even at dinner, warning sign number 1, he drank too much. Warning sign number 2, after I told him, listed my boundaries, what I prefer, he said, my friend told me you're crazy. Warning sign, that was warning sign number 2. Number 3, at the end of the date, he walks me to my car and he says, when is your birthday? I told him. He said, oh, your birthday is the same as my mother's. You're going to break my heart. Warning sign number 3. I noted the warning signs. I didn't think I could change him. But me at that time, I was curious. Something in me told me there was a reason I am with this man. When he mentioned the mother thing, you're like my mother, something in me said, okay, he's trying to heal something with his mother. Remember the video I did about roles people play or how we date our parents to heal childhood wounds? This was one of those relationships. So the warning signs I saw, but I didn't do anything about the warning signs. I just kept them in my mental Rolodex. We dated, we ended up getting married. Did the drinking The first warning sign, the drinking, did that become a problem? Yeah, it did become a problem. I didn't think he would ever hurt me. I trusted this man until I didn't trust this man. But I will tell you, he would drink all the time. He was self-medicating. And when we were married, we had guns in every room because he liked guns. He even bought me a gun for Valentine's Day. And one night, he drank too much and he got drunk. And I became terrified for my life. But I knew he wouldn't hurt me. That's what I believe. I knew he wouldn't hurt me. But I did go in the bedroom and I locked the door and I called my mother. I was up all night. These warning signs are important. Telling me I'm crazy because I have boundaries, because I know what I prefer. Yep, that became a problem. Number 3, you are like my mother. You're going to break my heart. When we got divorced, that's what he said. I knew you were always like my mother, and you broke my heart. Yeah. There's a reason why there are warning signs. They're to keep you safe. They're to keep you from entering into a relationship that is going to crush your spirit, that's going to destroy your peace, and maybe even your life. Learn to pay attention to the warning signs. Get out of the clouds about the illusion of romanticism and what these movies and books and music tell you. Pay attention. Be present. At least if you're going to jump off the cliff with your eyes wide open. I jumped off the cliff with my eyes wide open. Another personal story. And I'm telling you these stories not because of doom and gloom, no. Because this shit happens. And you have to pay attention, especially women. You have to pay attention, and especially now with the world the way it is, with the world shifting and changing and people are on edge, and especially unconscious, insecure, dangerous men. You must pay attention. There are wonderful, loving, kind men out there. There are wonderful and loving, kind women out there. You must pay attention. This is not judgment. It has nothing to do with judgment. This has to do with having some freaking wisdom, some discernment, some awareness, so you will not get yourself killed or harmed. If you just want to go along for the ride, then go along for the ride, knowing the warning signs, knowing it can go south and go south quickly. My next story. I was much younger. I was in my 20s. It was my first year of law school. I believe I was 26, 25, 26. First year of law school. I'd moved from California to Minnesota. Got a membership at this gym. I was always attracted to these huge football player type men. And I saw someone who was a huge football type kind of guy. He actually was. He played football in like the European league or whatever. And I didn't pay attention to the warning signs. I didn't know anything about the warning signs. Yes, my mother had always told my sisters and I, be careful with men. They are dangerous if it's not the right man, okay? Not all men are dangerous, but we're all humans, right? Humans are primates, okay? Any of us can do anything at any time, but the conditioning has been that women are weak, women are powerless, and men take advantage of women who are too nice. Maybe that's another video. Too open, willing to be submissive and lower themselves and dim their light just to be in a relationship. That was my video last week. What are you compromising to be in these relationships? Are you compromising yourself? But anyway, I digress. But I didn't see the warning signs. When I first met this guy, we were in the hot tub and he was huge, like 240 pounds. Gorgeous. Maybe that's all I paid attention to. I think that was all I paid attention to. I didn't notice how he just rushed over to me and was all up in my face and then put his arms out around me, backed me up against the edge of the hot tub. That was aggression, but I didn't pay attention to it until after the incident. And I thought about, I blamed myself. What did I do? What did I not see? I was in law school, you know, I'm like, Tyffany, you're intelligent. Why didn't you see this? And we tend to blame ourselves. Blame is useless. It's useless. We have to stop the blaming and pay attention. So he was showing me aggression. This is my property, and backed me up like someone crazed would back up an animal into a wall before they get ready to shoot them. But to him, I guess, that's how he knew this is how men behave. So we go out on our first date. He takes me back to my car. I open the door, or try to open the door to get out. He locks the door from his side, driver's side. I say, what are you doing? Now I'm alerted. Something is happening here. I become terrified. And he looked at me like a madman. And he said to me, you're not going anywhere until you suck my dick like a lollipop. I don't want that to happen to any one of you. There is no out of the blue. There are always warning signs. Pay attention to the warning signs. Get your head out of the clouds. Pay attention to everything he or she does. How they walk, how they interact with you, how they interact with other people, what they say, how they say it. Are they drinking too much? Are they smoking too much? Because that's the crutch, right? That's self-medicating. There's an issue if you're drinking and smoking too much. If you're eating too much and eating quickly, there's some issues there. Love Posse, there is no out of the blue. Pay attention to these warnings in your relationships before you enter into the relationship. Make no mistake about it. They are there. The warning signs are there. Keep yourself safe. Love Posse. Peace and love to and for all sentient beings. One more thing. Yes, I sucked his dick. It was either suck his dick or die. It was a 245, 40-pound football linebacker who locked me into his car. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do to live. Take care, Love Posse.